Okay, go on.
Thank you very much. Well, the Waters of Strife, Meribah, are amongst the most famous and enigmatic accounts, I would say, in the Torah. So the Bnei Israel complained yet again that there was no water for the community and gathered in opposition to Moshe and Aaron. In fact, this was actually the third occasion that the Parsha records this. So the first occurrence was when the Bnei Israel had left Mitzrayim and had come to a place called Marah, where the water was bitter. And Hashem told Moshe to throw a bitter tree branch, and it miraculously sweetened the water to make it drinkable. The second time was when the Bnei Israel were in Rephidim, and Moshe asked Hashem for his help, and Hashem commanded him to strike a particular rock with his staff, and this came to be known as Miriam's well. So 40 years later, the Bnei Israel camped in Kadesh, and it is then that Miriam dies. There was no water after she passed away. So why is it that Miriam is equated with water? It is said that the well of water the community had always in her merit dried up. Another reason, and perhaps more significantly, was the fact that there were no tears shed by the Bnei Israel when Miriam passed away, and that is why they had no water, as if her merit did not matter to them. Miriam, Moshe and Aaron's sister, had inspired a whole generation, and she had put her own life on the line to save her brother Moshe, whom Pharaoh had wanted to get rid of. And additionally, she had prepared musical instruments in praise of thanksgiving. If you remember the Shirah, the Song of the Sea, when crossing the sea when it parted. And just returning when Pharaoh wanted to get rid of babies, she actually placed Moshe in a basket and hid it in the reeds. Miriam, of course, later sinned in speaking against Moshe, Lashon Hora, and suffered a skin disease and was out of the camp for 7 days. And after that, she's not actually mentioned until this Parsha. Miriam's kindness was specifically directed towards saving and maintaining the lives of Bnei Israel, and it's noted until she died, her importance and valuable contribution, she had a lot of integrity and cared for them. She contributed, as I said, greatly to the redemption of the Bnei Israel from Mitzrayim, and she acted as a leader actually during the wanderings in the wilderness. Then, of course, we have the incident with the rock by Moshe, which was actually the same rock accompanying them in this time. Moshe hits the rock rather than speaks to it. And this is a very profound moment because Moshe had not done as Hashem had requested, and Moshe and Aaron had not sanctified Hashem's name. Now, there are very hypotheses regarding Moshe. Was it that he was angry with the Bnei Israel because they kept complaining, or was it because he had lost Miriam and he was in the 5 stages of grief and his anger had come out? Not many people speculate on this. They think it's a very harsh treatment of Moshe by Hashem. And very many interpretations are of this. Was it because he hit the rock instead of speaking? Whether he was ascribing power to himself? Whether he had done a double strike instead of rather than one? Or was it retribution for the spies and also the golden calf incidents? Or in fact, was it the wrong stick? And one theory was that he couldn't find the original rock and struck a different one, and there only a trickle came, and thereafter a torrent of water. Interestingly enough, having referred to when Miriam passed away that Bnei Israel did not weep, when Aaron passed away, there were 30 days of mourning for him. Now, going back to Miriam, she died, of course, only months before entry into the Promised Land. Now, in thinking about Miriam and water, commentators explain that one of the most striking features of water is its viscosity and its adaptation to its surroundings. So symbolically, Miriam represented this quality, adapting her faith and steadfastness in Hashem under any circumstances. She was born in a dark period of the Bnei Israel when they were in bondage in Mitzrayim, later adopting to change. And this demonstrates that when the going was difficult and her faith was tested, she waved away these challenges and came through by having courage and emunah. Thank you.
Shukayach.
Thank you very much.
Chukat-Balak, thank you so much. A lovely, wonderful Dvar Torah. A little bit there about Miriam and also about Moshe and his sin of the hitting of the rock or hitting twice or getting angry, whatever it was.
Yes.
But there's a lot of interpretation there.
Yes.
You know, the interesting thing is, you know what they say about Moshe and his sin, you know, the sin of the hitting of the rock, whatever, that he hit the rock once, but the rabbis gave maybe something like 30 or 40 reasons why he wasn't allowed to go back into land, which I think is unbelievable, because it was only one sin. Anyway, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to